What is up, fellow YouTubers? Back at you, Cool Cobras, with another video. Look at these biceps, though. Yeah. Okay, so some guys, they aren't the, what you call the brightest in the bunch. Now, if you're one of those guys that likes to leave their crusty socks and their crusty underwear on the floor, you're a fucking animal, you know that? You take them off your feet, you take them off your nasty, sweaty balls. Takes you about 2 seconds to put it in the hamper. And simply put, especially if you have a girlfriend, your girlfriend shouldn't have to put up with that shit. And most guys don't think, like, what's the big deal, they might say. Well, okay, put yourself in your girlfriend's shoes for just 1 second. And imagine if your girlfriend decided to leave her moldy, bloody tampons all over the floor and didn't pick them up. You'd be going, "Bleh," from the smell of it. And you be having the same fucking conversation she has with you about your crusty ass underwear on the floor. Really? The basket's right there. You couldn't just throw it in there? Now the only difference, you got a laundry basket and a waste basket. Not much of a difference. Now, for me personally, it's just a force of habit. I take off my dirty socks, I take off my dirty underwear, and I put it in my hamper. And then I don't worry about it until laundry day when it all gets washed. Yeah, it's just like lifting up the goddamn toilet seat. It really isn't rocket science here, man. All you gotta do, you take your piss. Before you take your piss, you lift the seat up. And when you lift the goddamn seat up and take your piss, then you put your dick away after you're done taking a piss. Flush the toilet, close the lid, wash your hands. It's not that difficult. Like, I seriously want to find the first couple to have the toilet seat arguments and just smack the dude across the head repeatedly. Like, listen, man, most guys don't realize this, but being able to pee standing upright is a privilege. And it's just a common courtesy. Because of all the things you and your other half could be fighting about, having an argument about the toilet seat is fucking stupid. Like, to me, there are things that couples could be fighting about that are way more severe. And you're having a stupid argument about the fucking toilet seat, which shouldn't be a fucking argument to begin with. If you could take 2 seconds to raise the lid, then you could take 2 seconds to close it. It's not that simple, is it? It's not so simple you can't do it. I mean, think about it, Put yourself in your girlfriend's shoes for a second. She comes home from work and There's crusty socks and mud-streaked underwear all over the floor. And her husband's in between jobs, looking. And of course, the first thing she's going to say is, you know, while you're looking for a job, could you also pick up your laundry, you filthy animal? Now, seriously, fellas, ask yourself that question. How would you feel if, you know, your girlfriend just left your crusty tampons all over the place? Didn't bother to throw them in the trash can? You'd be grossed out. So why leave your crusty socks and your crusty underwear all over the place? You know, and don't just do it for your girlfriend, do it for you. To be less of a slob. You know, it's like I said, like, I take my socks off or whatever, my underwear, and if it's dirty, it's going in the hamper. Simple as that. And of course, laundry day comes up. You have a his and hers laundry basket. And of course, you know, you and your girlfriend fold socks differently that produces the same results. And there's got to be a fucking argument about that. What is this shit? You're sitting there, your girlfriend asks, hey babe, could you help me fold laundry? Sure thing, anything for my favorite gal pal, you know. So of course you're happy to help your girlfriend with the laundry. That's what couples do. It's part of that commitment, that 50-50. And then it comes down to folding the fucking socks. And then of course she doesn't like the way you fold socks, so she has to say something about it. Completely ignores the fact that the way you fold socks and the way she folds socks are different, but it produces the same fucking results. You get folded socks. Right. And so you're sitting there thinking, hey, you know what? You're the best boyfriend on the planet. You help your girlfriend with her laundry, whatever she asks, you know. Had a fucking body and you'd help. But of course, she's got this pissed off look on her face like, you being the caring boyfriend, you're like, babe, what's up? Oh, nothing, you wouldn't understand. And then she has to pull that fucking line. Nothing you wouldn't understand. It's about as annoying as, whose underwear are these? Whose underwear are these? Well, let me think. Have you seen your husband in his underwear? So whose do you think they really are? If they're not your husband's underwear, then I'm pretty sure your husband's got a couple of questions to be asking. Got the last of my London Dry Gin and Mountain Dew here. Well, that's good. I'm not in an immediate hurry to finish it, but I'm sipping on it. And while I'm sipping on it, I'm like, let's make a video. He said while purposely flexing his gorgeous biceps. There's the right one, and there's the left one. Oh, yeah. You know what? Couples talk about communication issues, but what it boils down to is one, women are emotionally driven. That's why I think a lot of women love drama and sympathies because they're emotionally driven. And two, women are subtle with their communication. They're not direct with it. They can look at you and say, it's cold in here. So it's like, well, what do you want them to do? Grab a blanket? Turn up the heat? What? You know? But you can't expect your man to understand you, ladies, if you're not being direct with your communication. Now, the two secrets to a happy marriage. One, never go to bed angry with one another. And two, wake up in the morning like, damn, that's mine. That's what's up. Simple enough. Cobra, you haven't had a girlfriend in almost 3 years. Who are you to give advice? Well, you know what? You can take my advice or leave it. That's just my 2 cents. And another thing that really gets me about this, you know, couples use sex like it's a bargaining chip. That's not healthy for the relationship either. You should be using it as a means to grow closer spiritually, mentally, and physically. Just because you can, and that's your other half, and it feels good. Not because you want something. Because money is a bargaining chip. You can't change that. That's just how it is. But sex doesn't have to be. And the two biggest things couples fight about are money and sex. Every time. It's a fact. And that's just the thing of it. It doesn't have to be a fight. This attitude that if couples don't argue, then it's just going to build up and, you know, you don't have to have that in your relationship. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, there's a famous comedian who talks about this kind of stuff. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's go to the history. Alright, so there's a famous comedian by the name of Jeff Allen. And this little stand-up bit is called Understanding the Wife's Code. Give it a play.
We've been married 32 years and I got...
This poor bastard's been married to his wife for 32 years. Oh. At the filming of this here comedic bit, which was, let's see here, uploaded to YouTube February 26th of 2019, so it's been over a year. So this dude, this Jeff Allen's been married to his wife for 32, 33 years, you know. That's pretty impressive. Most people, most people would be like, how the fuck do you do it? You know? Well, if you follow that two-step advice, never go to bed angry with your wife or husband, and wake up in the morning and be like, damn, that's mine. And I get to wake up next to them. Fucking awesome. You know, that's how you keep it alive. Fuck all the sex, the kinky bullshit. That's how you keep a healthy marriage alive. Because what happens when you're too old to have it, and then when you're too old to have sex and you're still married to the person, you gotta find some way to keep it alive. I'm just saying.
My father gave me one really wise piece of advice before I got married, and it's held true for 32 years. On my wedding day, my father said to me, before you argue with your new wife, and you're going to argue with her, before you do, take some time, step back, ask yourself two questions. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Right. And then he broke down and sobbed right in front of me. I had no idea what that man was talking about. 32 years later, I can tell you this, I'm a happy, happy, happy man. I ain't been right in 12 years now.
That's the problem with people today when it comes to marriage. It's you can either be right or you can be happy. Well, stop worrying about being right and just be happy that you have someone. I mean, there are schmucks in their 50s who have never even had sex. These 50-year-old virgins, and you're just like, oh, you poor bastard. There are people out there who are in between relationships who haven't had someone in years, and they're just waiting patiently for the right one to just magically pop into their life like, ooh, you know. And you're fighting with your wife about stupid shit like the goddamn toilet seat, your crusty ass underwear being left on the floor, not enough money in the relationship, the sex is boring. Blah. Well, you want to spice up the sex in the bedroom, fucking get yourself some KY, mine plus hers, that pink and blue shit. Oh. Fellas, get yourself some tactical soap. And you shower up with that tactical soap before you make love to your woman. And then you throw in the KY Mine plus hers, some nice rose petals all over the bed, some pink champagne, maybe a nice bath bomb. You fix your girlfriend a nice hot bath. Make a night out of it. And don't be in a rush to get to the big finish. You know, remember when you were younger and you were getting your first action? Yeah, we all remember that, right? The first time you make love to the opposite sex, you're unsure of yourself, but you know what? You don't care. You're just happy as fuck. You're feeling each other up, and you're enjoying it. You're not in a rush to get to the big finish. You're like, it's all new to you. You're like, oh, hey, yeah, she's playing with my dick, and I'm playing with her boobs. This feels fucking awesome. That's what I'm saying, is couples are in such a fucking rush to get to the big finish. They don't take time to savor each other like a fine glass of wine. People are, in couples in particular, they treat sex like it's a bargaining chip, like I said. And it shouldn't be a bargaining chip. It should be a way for couples to grow closer spiritually, mentally, and physically. But instead it's, oh hey, if you clean the gutters, you'll get this. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. You want that marriage to last. Stop treating sex like it's a bargaining chip and just, you know, fuck each other because you can, not because you have to or because you said you would if your other half did this for you. You know, get the fuck out of here. Or not because y'all had a big ass fight over something stupid he said, she said. Get the fuck out of here. You keep that spark alive, and you never know, you know. You might be one of those lucky couples who's in their 80s and still having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I suppose sex is like wine. It only gets better with age. Yeah? 18 and up. Especially if you're an older couple, you're both getting old and you're both unsure of your place in society, but you do know one thing, your other half is right there beside you.
Sometimes I even have to ask her, am I happy? Oh, you better believe you're happy. I was just checking with you, Buttercup. I gotta call my friends up. I can't go golfing, but I'm a happy, happy, happy man. And don't get me wrong, we argue. You've got to argue in your marriage. You don't argue in your marriage, it'll build up in your brain over time.
That right there. Oh, don't get me wrong. You gotta argue when you're married. No, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. Okay, how many couples out there who watch my videos, sincerely, do you like fighting with your other half? Fuck no, you don't. Especially if it's over something stupid and pointless. You know, no couple likes fighting. Your wife said 2 + 2 = fish. Bless her heart, she's adorably stupid, but you love her anyway, right? You tell her, honey, no, 2 + 2 = 4. You know you're right, but she doesn't know it. So, of course, she has to argue because she thinks she's right. Yeah. You know, that's the thing of it. You could sit there and say, try to find a dating partner who doesn't argue with you when you're right. But the problem with trying to find a dating partner who doesn't argue with you when you're right, here's the problem with that. Everyone thinks they're right. Oh.
And fries your brain. Yeah, and then you wind up like those babbling, mumbling couples you've seen in Arizona, Florida. 50+ years of marriage, they're kind of walking down the street. The wife is fine. It's the poor husband 8 feet behind her that scares me to death. This poor man's all hunched over, he's vibrating, mumbling. Oh, he's telling me what to do. Start telling you what to do. I'm a man, you can't tell. I'm a man. This poor guy's starting to try to win back all the arguments he's been throwing away for 50 years. You know, he was 6'3" when he got married. Now he's 4'1". Look at the poor man. Weighed down by half a century of apathy. Leave a toilet seat up if I want to leave a toilet seat up. Tell me what to do. I hope you sit in the water every night. I don't care. And that's when she turns around. What'd you just say to me? I didn't say nothing to you. Scary. We have to learn how to communicate. That's the word. Communication.
Yes, that is the word. Communication. That's the big word right there of the evening. That's the big word right there. Communication. Communication. This is where men and women have the biggest issue, is communication. You know, this is why you're gonna see fights over communication more than sex, is because when it comes down to sex, couples know what they want, they have each other. They're both in the mood to fuck like jackrabbits for a couple minutes, and then boom, it's done. They're like, fuck, honey, that was amazing. Yes, it was. Cool. Cuddles and sleep. You're sitting there naked after some good sex, cuddling with your girlfriend, then you're both so exhausted, you're just like, you're sitting there passed out, like, you wake up naked next to your girlfriend, like, oh, somebody got laid. And you're both high-fiving each other as you take a shower together. You're in a good mood, yeah, like, yeah, you know. But don't you just fucking love it when women are like, you are so grounded from sex, mister. Fellas, huh? And you gotta laugh at women who do shit like that, because I'm like, you know, you're just doing that to yourself too, you know? Because at some point, you're gonna want some dick from your other half. And you two are going to be stuck in this petty bullshit, you said this, you said that fight. So then, of course, when you're like trying to break that fight and have some decent makeup sex, your boyfriend pulls the whole, I'm not in the mood tonight. Pulls the same shit you pull. I mean, it's one thing if you both have had a long ass day and you're just tired. I get that, right? But like, come on. Sex is the gasoline that ignites the fire in your relationship. That's a horrible way to put it, but it's the fucking truth. Now, a real testament of how strong y'all's relationship is. What happens when the sex goes and you're both too old to have it, and you're sitting there griping at each other? That's the thing that almost every couple gets to look forward to, provided they haven't divorced by the time they're 40. Is the griping golden years where you're too old to have sex, but god damn it, you keep things fresh in the bedroom with Febreze and plenty of griping. And even though you piss each other off to the point where you're just like, I don't know why the fuck I married this person, you're still with them, right? And then you're having one of those days where things are just weird, and then you know some shit's about to go down, and your other half dies before you do, so you spend the last day holding their hand, and then you get to have that for the rest of your life until you die and meet up with them on the other side. Ain't it grand?
You have to learn how your spouse communicates. That takes time. Men and women communicate differently. It took me 2 years of marriage to figure.
Exactly. Men and women communicate differently. They do. It's not how your spouse communicates. It's how men and women communicate. Exactly my point.
Figure out my wife will never tell me to do anything around our home. If Tammy wants me to do something, she'll ask me a question. It's from the question that I got to stand there and figure out what it is she wants me to do. Simple example, say I leave a pair of my underwear in the middle of the bedroom floor, which frosts my wife. That's her word when she's angry. That just frosts me, Jeffrey. If I'm not frosting her, I'm driving her up a wall. That's another one. Kids would come in. Where's Mom? She's up the wall with frostbite. That's all I know. You won't believe what put her there, man. It was that pair of underwear in the middle of the bedroom floor. You're looking at the most powerful piece of cotton on planet Earth. So I leave my underwear in the middle of the room. Would she come to me and say to me, pick those up? That's 3 words. Hey, pick those up. 3 words! Would she say it? No, because that would be simple, direct, and right to the point.
Oh, yes. You want to have an easier time communicating with your other half. 4 things. Simple, direct, to the point, and without anger. That 4th one's the most important one. Because believe me, if you've been married with someone for long enough time, they're going to piss you off. It's just how it is. It's how people are. Yeah. 4 things when you're communicating with your other half. 1, simple, direct, to the point, without anger. Wouldn't that be easier? Okay, well, the without anger part is sometimes not the easiest, but simple, direct, and to the point. Because women are sitting there going, oh, jeez. Them and their other half with their communication issues. And I've talked about this on my channel before. The problem with women and men communicating is sometimes men don't listen. We try listening, we can't make no damn sense of it because it's too complicated. It's not to say we're stupid, it's because women aren't very direct with their communication. Okay? Men are just as smart as women, but you can't expect us to be mind readers. So if you're not being direct with your communication, you know, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Scratch our nuts and go, oh, okay, well, she's asking me to do something here, but, fuck. I'm not quite sure how to execute this. And of course, do men ask for directions? Fuck no, men were stubborn, right? We're not going to ask her to repeat herself because then she'll say we're not listening. We don't want to listen to that argument, so we're just like, yeah, sure, I got you, babe. And then we'll mess it up anyways. So it's like, how are we supposed to win here? And it's a simple solution. Simple solution.
And at that moment, we would be communicating at the highest human level. The way God the Creator intended it, through language. She looks at me, looks at my underwear, and then asks, are those yours? I sure hope they are, otherwise I got a few questions of my own.
Like, seriously. That right there. Okay, that right there. When the guy's too fucking lazy to pick up his underwear, and she has to ask the stupid question, hey, are those underwear yours? Let me ask you something, honey. Have you seen your husband in his underwear? If the answer is yes, then you don't really have to ask that stupid question, do you? Just tell him, hey, you lazy piece of shit, pick up the fucking underwear. Want me to leave crusty tampons all over the place when I have my period? No? Well then pick up the fucking underwear. And you leave it at that. Guarantee you your man picks up his clothes after that. No, seriously. Don't just do it for your girlfriend. Do it for you, dude. Don't live in a fucking pigsty. You know, ew, dude. Okay, it's a force of habit. My socks get crusty. My underwear gets dirty. You put it in the basket. You know, sometimes when you fart, and it's enough to leave like a little streak. We've all done it as people, you know. You don't necessarily shit your pants, but you don't shat either. Just kind of, you know, oh hey, look. The fart made the underwear stick to the inside of your butt crack. And then you pull it out of your butt crack, and then you take your underwear off, and you're just like, ew. You wiped plenty of times, but sometimes that's just how it happens. Don't be a, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a disgusting animal, dude. Like,
What do you want? That's the only question a man has for his wife. What do you want? Quit talking in code and tell me what you want.
exactly. That's all that men really want. Is to figure out what their women want. Quit talking in code. Quit speaking in tongues and just tell me what the fuck you want. Wouldn't that be easier than trying to make me guess, and when I guess wrong, it's automatically my fault because you can't fucking communicate? That seems to be women's go-to for the most part. Blame men for everything. Instead of admitting that, okay, hey, you know what? That's this communication issue over here, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. Which then in itself becomes another fight because you don't listen. Fucking piece of shit, you don't listen. There's not enough alcohol for this.
My favorite question, we weren't married 2 months. I'm leaving the house. I got golf clubs on my shoulder, got golf shoes in my hand, and everybody knows what she asked me. Where are you going? I was only married a couple months. I didn't know any better. I looked at I'm going bowling, Columbo. What are you... If you're taking notes, that would be the wrong answer. An hour later, I was still in my living room. Come on, tell me, what is this about? Please, let me know. Please. I can make the back nine. Just let me know. It's about knowing the right answer. That's why your beautiful, intelligent wife would ask such a banal question. I know better today. If I'm leaving the house with golf clubs on my shoulder today and Tammy says, where are you going? We'll put these in the car, baby. I'm going to come back and mow our lawn. That's just practicing leaving for golf.
Okay, you know what? There's nothing wrong with your wife asking where you're going. She's curious, wants to know what you're doing. Like, hey, that's understandable. She'll be like, hey, babe, what you doing? Well, just tell her I'm going golfing with my buddies. I'll be right back. And then she tries this whole spew about, why can't you stay here and tend to my needs? Why can't you get a fucking hobby? Get some friends of your own. It's not you, it's me, okay? I want to go out and play golf for a couple hours. Is that so bad? Excuse me. You look at your wife and go, is that so bad? Okay? So then, like, okay, you want to go golfing with me? What? Argument right now. Oh, well, what if your wife has never golfed before? It's going to be a huge pain in the ass having her tag along with your guy pals going, so what's a birdie? What's a hole-in-one? How do you get that? And you got to sit there and explain the rules of the game about 4 holes into the game, like, okay, so this is golf. This is how it works. Most people will be like, okay, I don't care who you are. That would get annoying. You're taking someone golfing for the first time and you got to sit there and explain to them how it works. But like, if the guy's going to get pissed off at you because you brought your wife with you, like, you know what? Me and my wife are spending quality time together golfing. If you all got a problem with that, bro, you spend too much time with her. You need to spend more time with us. Huh, bro, y'all need to get married and find women of your own. It's not my fucking fault. Y'all can't get laid. You're sitting there around the golf country club bar drinking, bitching because you can't find wives. But meanwhile, but you don't want to say that because then your friends will call you an asshole. You know, that's just the thing of it, ladies. You want to impress your guy friend. Next time he's watching the game with his buddies, walk into the living room with 2 beers, open them both, sit down on his lap, and watch the game with him. His guy buddies will freak. They'll be like, bro. They'll be sitting there going, I wish my wife did shit like that. God damn, dude. And at halftime, you get up and make him a sandwich, come back with the sandwich and share it with him. His guy friends will be losing their shit. They'll be like, she brought him back a fresh beer and a sandwich. God damn, dude, I wish my woman was like that. Oh. Okay, then if she's doing shit like that for you, you do shit for her, you know. If there's a big-ass puddle, you pick her coat up so the coat doesn't get dragged through the puddle. Go to a nice restaurant, pull her chair out for her, take her coat off, put it on the back of the chair for her, push her chair in, that kind of shit. That's the kind of shit. Like, if you got your guy friends going, dude, I'm jealous of his wife is so fucking badass. And then you got your females, gal pals going, I wish my other half was like that. That's how you do it, people. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it's just like, hey, well, would you look at that? This whole argument about lifting the goddamn toilet seat up. I want to find the first couple who had that argument and just smack the dude across the face as hard as I can, several times. Maybe throw in a couple of punches. You'd be like, listen here, you fucking moron. Being able to pee standing upright is a privilege. Do you know how many times I've heard women complain, men are so lucky they can pee standing up. I've heard several women say that, and I'm like, huh. Some woman's taking a piss in the woods, and she's camping with her friends. Squats over some poison ivy, doesn't even realize it. About 10 minutes later, she's scratching her cooch thinking, oh God, this could be a number of things. An STI, a feminine issue, sitting there thinking about the last asshole she slept with. Looks up the symptoms, oh fuck, it's a poison ivy rash. Well, shit. Sitting there talking to her camp buddies, y'all got any poison ivy itch cream? And they're sitting there going, oh fuck, the one thing we totally forgot to bring. Well, they got the beer, we got the camping supplies like the chairs and the sleeping bags and the tents. Fuck, forgot to bring some poison ivy cream. Shit. That's always convenient. Luckily, they make these devices that women can use that help them to pee standing up when they're in such a predicament. So why not women just use those when they go pee from now on? Here's a thought. Why don't men just take the extra time to close the fucking lid? It takes you 2 seconds to raise the lid, and it'll take you about 2 seconds to close it. Not that difficult. Not that difficult at all. Anyways, tubes, thank you for watching the night video. And I'll catch you, cool cobras, on the flip side.